Good morning, depending on where you are. So today I'm thinking of Proverbs 22:6. And it says, train up a child in the way he or she should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. Train up a child in the way he or she should go. When they are old, they will not depart from it. So the Jewish people, they train their children from a very young age, and they teach them about finance and business. That is why they are very, very successful in business and in finance all around the world. Just like the Igbo people of West Africa, Nigeria, they train up their children in the Igbo apprenticeship scheme. And most of those children, they become successful. I have a book on Amazon titled Business Strategy from Igbo Fathers. There I talked about the strategies and tactics that Igbo fathers teach their children and apprentices as they grow up. It's like a personal experience for me because growing up with our father, we had experience of working in the shop, in the father's business at a very young age. So, like the Bible said, train up a child in the way he or she should go. When they are old, they will never depart from it. So just like we talked about business, the Jewish people, the Igbo people, they train up their children in business. They tell them about finances and business at a very tender age. So you should also train up your children in the way of the Lord, prayer habit. Have a family prayer routine. For me, my family, we pray every day. In the evening, before the children go to sleep, we must pray. It is a daily necessity for spiritual survival. It is a daily necessity. It is non-negotiable. We must pray every day. And on Saturday, we pray our morning devotion and long prayer. It is a daily necessity. So every day we pray. Every day we must pray. That means on Saturday, we pray twice a day. Then on Sunday, we go to church. Then in the evening, we pray. So the Jews pray 3 times a day, and some other religions pray 5 times a day. So that means you as a Christian, you should be able to pray many times a day. Many times a day. If the Jews are praying 3 times a day, we saw that in the life of Daniel. That was consistent in his praying. So in the morning, in the noonday, and in the evening, Daniel will pray. Even when the people threatened him to throw him into the lions, then he refused to be stopped. And he continued this prayer. We saw so many people in the Bible who are very consistent, who were very consistent in their praying. Hannah, was very consistent in her praying, even up to the time that she had to make a vow with God. And God said, yes, now you have committed me. And God granted her request. And when she gave birth to a son Samuel, when he grew up, she brought him back to God. In the book of Luke 18:1, Jesus said, men always ought to pray and not faint. Men always ought to pray and not faint. That means you should be prayerful. So Jesus himself understood the importance of prayer. That is why he said men always ought to pray and not faint. 1 Thessalonians 5:17, he said, pray always. Pray always, for this is the will of God for you. Give thanks. Pray always, for this is the will of God for you. That means the will of God for us is